Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles. This is guys 115 speaking. Why am I back in the main menu? My apologies, last time I was so excited to talk about the Tomb 5 patch and its many functionalities and features I'm using that I completely skipped over something potentially more interesting. So let me fix that right away. When you go to the options screen, and this is specific to PC version, there is no such thing in the PS1 version, you will find the special features tab here. If you open it up, you will see storyboards, next generation concept art, storyboards part 2, gallery. What this is, these are unlockable concept arts pertaining to the development behind Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles and Tomb Raider 6 The Angel of Darkness. It's important to understand the context because Tomb Raider 5 was released as a gap game to fill the gap between 1999's Tomb Raider 4 and 2003's Angel of Darkness, which everyone was looking forward to and waiting for on the next gen. Oh my god, if they had any idea what they were in for. So the only way we're going to unlock them is by finding all the secrets, that's it. Another important thing that I want to show you is the skyboxes. I did not. So, PSX skies, on and off. Oh, I want the camera angle to be a bit better. Come on, cooperate with me. The flyby, please, go up, go up, go up. And can you see the difference at the very top of the screen? We are gonna get a far better look in the next level we're gonna be playing, but I just wanted to show you that this fixes some of the glaring contrast between the two different parts of the skybox in Tomb Raider 5 PC version of the game. They messed them up somehow, I don't know why. So, I did not show you in the streets of Rome, but I'm gonna definitely show you in Trajan's markets, which I think is a much better showcase. At any rate, regarding the special features, the way to unlock them is by finding all 36 secrets in Tomb Raider 5. Unfortunately, even though there are 4 distinct regions in the game, and there are 4 different unlockables, it's not enough to find all secrets in, let's say, the first Italy chapter of the game to unlock Storyboards Part 1. No, it's all or nothing with this game. It's handled much better, I think, in Crystal Dynamics Trilogy, where you gradually unlock them, so even if you don't find anything, you are still rewarded with something, right? Anyway, enough talking, and let's jump straight into the next level. So now, let me officially welcome you to Trajan's markets. Now, this is a direct continuation of the Streets of Rome level. We are actually gonna even revisit one of the areas that played a very dominant role in the previous level and go back. We are gonna find 36 items, kill 5 enemies, break 6 objects, and find 3 secrets. A little footnote regarding the enemies. There is an enemy who we are gonna defeat in this level, but technically not land a killing blow, and also it's an enemy that's a returning friend from the previous level. I am of course talking about Larson. Since Lara is not technically going to kill him, and since we already counted him as an appearing enemy in the previous level, I have removed Larson completely from the enemy's equation. So just make a note that we will fight him here. However, the 5 enemies we will encounter have nothing to do with Larson. I want to keep the same consistent standards, like I did with Guardian of Samarkand, appearing for the first time in the Guardian of Samarkand level, and then later in the first visit during Street Bazaar, right? So, with that out of the way, another look at the skyboxes. Wait, let's get a better angle from here, and you can kind of see a lovely shade of blue, but if you were to play it unpatched, or maybe patched but disable the skyboxes, you would see it how it was on release with the PC version. It's grey, which isn't a problem in itself. The problem is that the lower portion of the skyboxes is blue and just doesn't belong together, looks hideous in my honest opinion. So again, it's all about personal preference, but this is how I'm playing it. In case you see a difference, do not panic, this is why. We are gonna actually get a much better view at the skybox from an area we should not technically reach, but I'm gonna show you how. Okay, so now that it's out of the way, we need to get inside this temple, because that temple contains within it the Mars symbol and the Venus symbol. However, there is no straightforward entrance into it. Make a note of the area on its right, because over there is the 3rd and final secret of the level. Huh, now that is interesting. No. We have a golden rose in our inventory that says load. No. And yet this is the actual load functionality. What on earth is going on? Please let me know in the comments if you encountered the bug like this, or if it's the result of the patch, perhaps. Nevertheless, we have not actually picked up any golden roses yet. That's the third and final one. Again, it's one of those secrets where you have to backtrack without the game giving you any hint or clue that you should. I'm gonna highlight at which point we should do that. Furthermore, in order to get to the temple, we need to open this left courtyard grate over here. However, to do that, we need to activate a gear mechanism inside this ancient structure, sort of the left structure of Trajan's markets. So, instead, let's focus on the area that is actually accessible to us, and it's multi-layered. We will be at the very top, we will also be exploring the different areas at the bottom. Mind you, you cannot shoot or break or crowbar your way through this wooden barrier in any way, which is a bit of a disappointment after the number of wooden barriers we shot through in Tomb Raider 4, but we will find ourselves on the other side of it in short time. Furthermore, let's make a note of this. There is some wheelbarrow, some tools, but a crate which says pericolo, which, if I'm not mistaken, is Italian for fragile, or maybe dangerous, like peligroso in Spanish, I don't know. But since I am on my no pistols challenge, I'm definitely gonna use a revolver shot to break it, and we're gonna find one of the best items in the franchise, a crowbar. My god, crowbar, I have missed you. You are the most useful tool ever. On the other side, less impressively perhaps, we are gonna find yet another laser sight scope in a box, which is really great in case you haven't found laser sights yet, but I cannot imagine that happening, given already having it twice in the streets of Rome and needing to use it to ring the bell. So yeah, it just seems kind of pointless, and again, just like before, whether you have it detached or attached to the revolver, you are not gonna find another laser sight in your inventory. That's it. You have one, you're gonna always have one, no matter how many you pick up. Now the middle room over here is completely empty, but we get a little sneak peek on a rope that we'll be tight walking across very soon. It's the third area that really interests us now that we have a crowbar, because for some reason, unlike the wooden barrier, the metal one we can pry open with a crowbar. I have no idea how that works. There we go. Okay, and yet another crate over here. In case you're using guns, you just need to crawl and fire like that. But I'm of course not doing that because of my arbitrary no pistols challenge. So there we go, wasting ammunition. It's fun wasting ammunition. Interesting thing, you can already jump inside like this in the scaffolding. Not sure why I consider that interesting, but there you have it. And before we start tightrope walking, I just want to show you there is yet another small health pack. Oh, and by the way, I feel like we have a much better chance of not using a health pack than in the previous level. At any rate, we now find ourselves up here on the street view level, but again, we're gonna get an even better view of the skybox, do not worry. We kind of want to traverse on the other upper side of the street, which, well, the tightrope plays an important role in it. Now, just like in this window, there was a small health pack. Make a note of the window on the right again. You can maybe already catch a glimpse of normal shotgun shells. Unfortunately, Lara does not have the ability to side flip to any side from a tightrope, right? So we kind of have to wait to cross onto the other side before we can make a jump to grab the shotgun shells. There are two ways of getting them, a difficult one and an easy one, but the difficult one allows us to get them slightly sooner, plus I don't know, I guess I enjoyed the added challenge, so I'm going to show you that path. But of course the easy one too, I'm not going to miss it. Whoa! Okay, that was dangerous for a while. Thank you for cooperating, Lara. That wasn't too bad. Okay, now we need to make a running jump, ideally without grabbing to reach that window. Will this work? Whew. Okay, just barely. So there we go, and we can absolutely make a running grabbing jump from the other side to reach this window. That's actually the more guaranteed way that this will work, but where's the fun in that? Okay, I almost killed myself there. Oof. Oh my god, that'd be a bit embarrassing. Okie dokie, and finally, we are above the street level where we started. That was the very spot where we found ourselves in this level. Now, very important thing, well, no, not at all important, very interesting thing, you can get to the other side of this grate that you cannot pass through. You shouldn't, technically, but without any glitching or anything like that, I'm going to show you how. You can make the running grabbing jump here to get the normal shotgun shells. So, this is more difficult of the version of the jump we did previously, but it worked nicely. Mind you, we reached the top of the level map. See, Lara cannot... she cannot jump any higher. But what we can do is actually reach the chamber that we were not supposed to, which I find infinitely cool. And look at that skybox. We can actually appreciate some of the textures in the bag. I have no idea if these are genuinely taken from some online ROM pictures or how this skybox was created. But you can see it just loops over and over. We should technically not see it, but I find it amazing. And again, the best highlight of the skybox fix is literally this. So this is how it looked in the original PC release. I mean, feel free to prefer the gray skyline. I mean, I kind of even do, but in combination with the lower skybox, this is atrocious. So let's fix it back and never look at the terribly messed up PC version of the skyboxes again. I think island levels are actually the best example of that. Now, how to get back? Rather than making difficult jump, remember we had that grill here which mysteriously vanished. Where is it? Oh my god. Well, there is it, but it's only visible from that side, not from this side. So something interesting is happening. You can actually totally leave from this side, but then once you do, you cannot get back. See, it's solid. And I think we encountered something like this in Tomb Raider 3 or 4. I remember that distinctly. So it's just an interesting way the engine works. Anyway, now that's out of the way. Let's jump forward and make a side flip, because you could already catch a glimpse of some flares over here. Mind you, this is the only box of flares in this level, but we already have so many. Mind you, we get to keep these for this level and the next one, and that's it. Then the inventory will reset, so be wasteful. And on the other side of the wooden barrier that we cannot destroy, a box of revolver bullets. Okay, and let us backflip. Back. Very elaborate gear mechanism, even more so than the one in Lost Valley in the first game, but let me show you straight away what it does. Now, make a note of this dark tile over here. This is actually a trapdoor, which is an entrance into the first secret of the game. Once we trigger a certain mechanism in this area, which will allow us to progress forward, we will instead backtrack here to get our hands on the first golden rose, okay? So what do we need to do? We need to get this huge gear out of the way and roll it sideways, kind of similar to Angkor Wat level in Cambodia in Tomb Raider 4. To do that, it's not enough to just trigger the gear mechanism. What the cutscene, in a way, I guess, tried to show us is that the gears are misaligned. They're not really connected. Not sure how well we'll see it from here, but the golden gear is much lower than the dark, smaller gear. They need to be at the same level. So we need to trigger 3 times the same mechanism to raise the golden gear up so they are connected. Funny thing is, because of the way these graphical assets are created, they are never truly connected. You just kind of have to suspend your disbelief and roll with it that suddenly the mechanism will work. You'll see what I mean a bit later on. Anyway, another use of convex shimmying. I really am happy about that. Remember, on ladders you can let go of the control key now once Lara starts the animation, unlike in Tomb Raider 4. So, a minor improvement, I guess. Okay, go on to the right side first. There is nothing for you on the left side until you fix the gears. Actually, you can just run. See, Lara will start falling, but she'll just about reach the other square diagonally. It works very reliably. And now, after each press of the action key with this mechanism, you will see a separate cutscene showing you the gear being raised once. You can keep holding the action key and Lara will return to do it after every cutscene, or you can just press it once afterwards, makes no difference. But again, 3 times is necessary. And as you can probably already tell, there is gonna be a gap between these 2 gears, so visually it's not making a whole lot of sense, is it? See, there's still a gap. And you can keep pressing this over and over, but from this point on, it does absolutely nothing. There is no point. But thankfully you are not even gonna break the mechanism, so that's good. Okay, and let's make a jump over there. We should be able to do so without grabbing. Awesome. And now I'm gonna do something rather risky. I want to jump into that alcove, but sometimes Lara will stop here at the slippery surface. I'm gonna take an extra step back, align her diagonally. Woo! Okay, maybe don't do that. This is very risky. I would actually recommend jumping here for those Uzi clips from the ledge I'm about to jump into now. This is much easier. But I just want to save us time and not do one jump if that sort of thing makes sense, and I risk Lara's life to do it. Oh, important thing. Let's take a look at our secret trapdoor over there. See, it is closed. Now, after you trigger this mechanism, a cutscene will play showing you something else completely, but then I'm gonna show you and take a look back at that trapdoor. I love the gears in motions, it's just cute. Okay, that beautiful Legionnaire statue is kind of a foreshadowing of what's up ahead. That's all I'm gonna say for now. By the way, I'm sorry I have to point this out, but did you notice that Legionnaire's crotch area? There's something... I mean... Yeah, I mean, let me know what you think about that. Okay, now, let's take a binocs up, and the secret area is opened. So it's a secret because nothing tell you it opened. That's it. Interestingly enough, if you press it again... you will end up closing the secret trapdoor, but not the huge gear next to the Legionnaire statue to allow you to continue. So now it's closed again. But if you now repress it yet again, there isn't going to be any cutscene or anything showing you it open, but at least that sound plays, right? It's something. I mean, during the first cutscene, not even that sound played, so I'm appreciative of that. And now it's again open. Mind you, if you take, if you do a safety drop from here, you will take some minor damage. But remember what we learned in Streets of Rome? If you do this, you'll minimize it further, receiving no damage whatsoever. So happy about that. Okay, so let's drop back. And this mysterious place only contains a box of normal shotgun shells and white shots. And of course also the first golden rose. Let's ignore it for now. First the goodies. Sadly enough, this is the only secret that actually gives you something. The second and third rows are just that. They do not give you any other goodies, which I find ridiculous. Now let's see how it looks in our inventory. Okay, so we finally have a row that says secrets 1 out of 3, no longer saying load like before. So the glitch seems to have fixed. Good. I was a bit concerned for a while about some save file corruption, or, you know, I'm always trying to think about the worst case scenario. Okay, so we're done with the gears. Mind you, this grate over here actually leads back to the temple area we were just a while ago. It's going to be a very convenient way back, because we'll need a very convenient way back, because something evil will be chasing us. Okay, the gear is out of the way. Make a note of the dark corner over there. But I recommend coming in here first to pick up these 2 goodies. Revolver shots. I think it should be small health pack, right? Correct. The reason is, picking these up later when we'll be chased by something will result in us taking damage, so make sure to pick them up now. And, okay, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but look at that crotch area. Does that... Well, I can see why he looks a bit sad. Anyway, we need to insert a so-called gold coin over here. Interestingly enough, it's an object Lara can climb on, then get pushed away by the statue. But the front side of this block is actually a dynamic object she'll keep running to. Again, I don't know why I find this fascinating, but I just do. Okay, so we made a mental note of the dark corner over here. Let's jump in. And finally, we'll use our crowbar not just to pry something open, but to pry an object out of somewhere. Just like the stars in the Lost Library of Alexandria, I find this immensely satisfying. And Lara proceeds into a pickup animation, which I think is cool. Okay, you already hear them. You'll see them soon, that they are climbing. Oh my god, no, 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 no. What's worse is that they can climb and they'll deal damage. Oh no, 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 no. And what's even worse is that we need to insert the gold coin here, but whilst doing it we're not immune to the damage they will deal. Oh, okay, they got a bit lost. Make sure to do backwards flip in with mid-air roll as the cutscene is playing out. You have full control over Lara, otherwise you'll take even more damage from these bastards. And this is what I meant by a convenient escape and exit out of that area. I can still hear them somewhat, but they're not following us past this threshold. Let's ensure it stays that way. Mind you, the third and final secret here is still locked, okay? That did not open it. It will be something else happening inside the temple once we reach it. So, only the left courtyard is available. And let's go all the way around it to the other side of the wall that separates us from the third secret. Oh man, such a tease. To find revolver bullets. Yay! Okay. And that's it. Now we'll enter a underwater area where we're gonna spend some time, which will allow us to enter the temple. It's part of an ancient sewer system. Inside we will fight a very interesting enemy, get our hands on a Mars symbol, and an entrance into this temple, where we will find the Venus symbol. Something I want to point out now, maybe, so that it will make a bit more sense later on, and again, let me get my trusted binocs, is this window over here. That is a breakable object, and we will in fact break it from the inside via doing something really cool. That's all I'm gonna say. The classical Roman mouth. Let's get inside, and behind this grate is the Venus symbol. The second one we'll get our hands on, but to open this grate is going to be quite an adventure. I'm here mostly for the small health pack right now. It might be useful to have it sooner rather than later. Okay, dark tunnel. Uh-oh. The stuff of nightmares. When I was little, this terrified me and I didn't want to play Tomb Raider 5 anymore, and yet it's so easy to take out. Okay, first things first. This is an enemy, and defeating him I'm gonna consider a kill. But in order to defeat him, we need to destroy 2 objects attached to it, and those are its 2 green eyes. To destroy them, it's not enough to just run up real close and fire your pistols. Trust me, I tried multiple times for many minutes, both in PC and PS version. It never works. We need to use some precise aiming. That's why there was a box of revolver bullets in here. So it's not about dealing damage, but it's about being precise. Let's get to it. In case you're thinking about hiding behind this fence over here by crouching, don't. Its eyes can shoot right through it. See? That's what I'm talking about. Whenever you stand still, it will lock onto your position, or... Wait, what? What is it doing? Oh my god. It was a fake out. You tricked me! Okay, quick, whilst there's time. Whew! Close call. And now it falls apart in a very spectacular fashion. Thankfully, the explosion does not deal damage. So all it takes is 2 shots into its eyes. Now, this is incredibly difficult, unless, again, you know about the zoom in via crawl button and zoom out via sprint key. Well, mostly the zoom in, because if you leave and re-enter, you are zoomed out again. So the zoom in is more important. But anyway, this is basically the gist of it. I'm counting it as 2 objects broken, each individual eye, an enemy killed, and we got our hands on the Mars symbol, okay? There it is. So, 2 symbols already entered into the gate that Lara, Larson, and Pierre are after. This is the 3rd one, and I've shown you where the 4th one, the Venus symbol, is behind the underwater grate. Again, more revolver bullets, just to ensure you will not run out. If you do, I think you can technically soft lock your way out of this game and have to restart it, which is really tricky. Now, in this red engine room, we need to trigger this mechanism, but we are missing a valve that we could turn it into. So our next objective is to get a valve, attach it, and turn it. But before we do that, let's get up on this walkway over here, because there be a second secret, which, again, no goodies along with it, just the rose on its own. Again, very disappointing, since there is no reward for finding all 3, and there isn't even any material reward being placed next to it. The secrets here are handled in a worse manner than in Tomb Raider 2, I think. I still prefer it to Tomb Raider 3 and 4, but a few object placements would have fixed that issue, to be honest. Ooh, dark tunnel. Oh boy. So, we find ourselves at a sewer crossroads. A couple of important things. You will see these kinds of grills on the sides. Most of them have nothing but a black texture behind them. This is fine. These grills are no threat to you. But if you see a grill like that with a genuine space behind them, that's where the rats will start pouring in from. There are 2 like that, and I'm going to show you how that's going to happen. My advice would be do not even... Oh, approach. Exactly that. We have taken some unnecessary damage, and we're going to do the same here. But let's dive into the water, because so will the rats. And what's cool about these is that they're swimming at the very top. Do you see them? I mean, it's kind of adorable, but don't go into the water surface, because they will absolutely shred you alive. Instead, swim over here and pick up a small health pack. Very easy to miss. Now, the other ends are just dead ends, and there really is nothing inside. There is some dysfunctional fan on that side, and there is a grate which shows an area that I don't think we are even supposed to get into. Yeah, there really isn't much point. But the rats are coming, but we need oxygen. Can we dive before they come? Oh, let's dive now. Okay, that was a close call. And let me light up another flare. What we want is to shut down this fence so we can get into that small tunnel at the very bottom, but we cannot yet. So let's go here instead. that's actually why we need the valve to attach the red machine in the second secret room in the first place. Thankfully, we'll find one right here. First of all, a box of shotgun shells, and the valve itself, which Lara will, just like the golden coin, crowbar out of there. Perfect. So, a key item gained that way. Sometimes, if the rats are still active and haven't dispersed, they can actually appear within these walls, which is incredibly terrifying. Reminds me of a Lovecraftian novel I read about a guy living in a castle estate in Scotland, and he could hear swarms of rats in the walls of the castle, but no one else could and no one believed him. That stuff is terrifying. Okay. And sorry, I do not remember the exact name of the novel. There's too many. I have read everything from him in one huge compilation over the course of 4 years. I cannot make out the individual names. Anyway, the good news is, since we haven't seen the rats in the walls, they have dispersed, we can swim freely. But really all we need to do is go back into the red machine or red engine room. Cool thing is, this is a ladder texture, and it's attached to the small insignificant step above it, so you can even climb above the sewer cover level and all the way in front of the red engine. It's, I don't know, I just find it kind of neat. It's the little things in life. Okay, so attaching wheel is what we do. I think the last time we've seen this was in the Antarctica ship in Tomb Raider 3, but it's the original animation from Tomb Raider 2, from the wreck of Maria Doria. And that's it. The sound effect is a bit different though, and there are no doors opening. Anyway, viciously enough, the game doesn't tell you what happened. You have to figure that out on your own, but to be honest, you don't exactly have too many options. But let's swan dive, yay! And light up a flare. Okay, that was really stylish. While swan diving, Lara reached out for a flare. I had no idea that is possible. Okay, yeah, let's just continue on to this tunnel over here, and actually I think this is a perfect area for me to demonstrate why I turned off the fog effects. And again, just like the skyboxes, it might come down to personal preference. Let me get rid of the flare for that purpose. But let's go into the options. So cool that you can do it in-game and you don't have to restart the game and boot up the setup utility. Look how difficult it is to see. The problem is that this is not atmospheric or visually appealing. It's just... yeah, maybe you prefer it. I'm sorry, but I don't, so I'm gonna turn it off. Also, this was very jarring and annoying back in Tomb Raider 4. I remember when Von Croy and Lara, at the end of the Race of the Iris, wanted to pick up Iris, this green fog was enveloping the whole room and you could barely see what's going on. Yeah, I'm not a fan. They went too far with the intensity slider, for my taste. Now, there are two fans we need to shut off to be able to go into that tunnel, so it's the same ordeal. And to do that, it's not much of a puzzle, we just need to go the only way we can. Yeah, it's very simple. It's like an easy version of Tomb Raider puzzle solving. Now, this torch, sometimes you will find it is not lit. I don't know why. It probably has some specific trigger point which you can accidentally bypass, and it's not lit automatically, I guess, to conserve some memory resources of the game. It's a common practice used in games from late 90s, early 2000s. Don't worry, no rats will be coming out of those grills, and what we achieved is we shut down those fans. So let's get down there. And this is gonna be very exciting because for the first time ever, I am going to be able to, in the next room, show you exactly why wide shot ammunition sucks. And with the Tomb 5 patch enemy health bars, there is no better opportunity. We are gonna face a foe that is a huge bullet sponge, and oh my god, I can't wait to show you. And I'm gonna make a save, if you'll forgive me, for that very purpose. So first of all, let's get our hands on normal shotgun shells. Ooh, the door is closed. There's no going back, nor do we want to. And before we pick up a shotgun, just a little test. We have 30 normal shotgun shells and 12 wide shot. Picking up a shotgun will give us 6 normal shotgun shells and no wide shot shells. Okay, gotcha. Now, what I'm gonna do is equip the wide shots and fire from distance at an enemy, okay? Now observe who the enemy is. It's an actual Roman Legionnaire statue wielding a sword, just like what was foreshadowed in a couple of rooms back where we had to insert the golden coin into the pedestal. Oh, energy beams. Okay, look at the health bar, and this is the damage we dealt with wide shot from the distance. You could barely see it, and you know what? That's fine, that makes sense. It's wide shot ammunition, it spreads across. There's no reason why it should work from distance. But look what happens when we equip normal. See that? That's like 4 times the damage. Now you might be thinking, okay, Zelgaris, if you get up close, white shot ammunition will deal... That's where it shines, right? That's when it will deal proper damage. Nope. Same thing as normal, from the same distance. So normal just works better. But, as a result, I want to conserve it and use these worthless white shots. Oh my god, no, we did not dodge that. That is not good. Okay, he sometimes staggers when you deal a significant damage milestone. And you can see his body deteriorating as he takes damage. Now this is misleading. You might be thinking you need to hit a few specific weak spots to deal damage to him. No, it is all about the raw damage input, okay? So just keep chipping its health away, and you can absolutely bring him down with your guns, the normal Lara's pistols. Now when you deal the killing blow, don't be too close. He can drop on top of you, and you can both end up killing each other, which actually happened to me. It was fascinating. And the window is broken! Yay! Definitely counting this. Oh, I am so grateful for the enemy health bars. Now you could see firsthand how worthless white shot is. So, from distance it is worse, and from up close it's the same as normal. So, again, every walkthrough guide I have read either said that white shot, they haven't found out what it does differently, or that it's the better superior ammo. But I think many people just assumed so because it's rare and haven't checked. It really scatters wide, but it doesn't compensate for this by having more pellets that will connect with the enemy's body, right? It's just, it's mind-blowingly useless. Anyway, more goodies, and there should be, oops, on the other side, a small health pack. Wonderful, and this area, if you've been paying attention, should look very familiar to you. That's the pool, and we've seen the great opening with the Venus symbol behind it. Now, perhaps since we now emerged victorious from this temple, is that something we have forgotten? Something I maybe mentioned at the beginning. Yes, that's the third and final secret with, like I said, no reward for finding it. It's disappointing, yeah. But just cross onto the other courtyard like this. The grate will now be open. There we go. And just pick up the lonely golden rose, which will give you nothing. But I guess bring you one step closer to unlocking amazing concept arts. You know, I'm actually curious if me showing them to you in the main menu will work. Before I patched the game and played it on PC version, it would always get distorted and messed up. I don't know, I'll find some way of showing them to you and what they are. Okay, so we have that. And there is only one way to go, and that is onward, or technically backwards, because the tunnel we are going to swim into will take us back to the area from the previous level. But that is indeed the level end, and there are no goodies here or anything like that. Okay, and remember I talked about this area, but this tunnel was blocked off by a block of stone. Not so anymore. Now mind you, the moment you climb up, you will be transitioned into a couple of cutscenes and boss fights. It's an exciting finale to this level. So let me just make sure we picked up, yes, Venus symbol, Mars symbol. As you can see, the Venus symbol is the female symbol, the male symbol is the male gender symbol. Christ, this reminds me of the whole men are from Mars, women are from Venus sentence. I hate reductive statements like this, I'm allergic to them. Anyway, not to worry, we are going to get rid of those symbols soon. I think I am going to make a save here, because what's going to be up ahead is so unpredictable, and there's so much I want to show you that it'd be a terrible mistake for me not to make a save here. So hopefully you'll forgive me, and let's climb out and meet a friend of ours.
Come out wherever you are.
Heck, this ambushing ain't what it used to be.
Not when you're involved, no.
Practice makes perfect, I'm reckoning.
Whatever. We seem to be missing someone.
If you's talking about Frenchie, he's kinda indisposed.
And you thought you might just help yourself to his share of what's behind that gate? Unless, of course, this is just a social visit.
Well, you know I's always pleased to see a little belle like you, Lara. Be more pleased to see that last stone, though, if you'll be wanting to hand it over. That ain't supposed to happen.
I absolutely love how Larson commented, that's not supposed to happen. That's never what happens in the movies and stories, that the main hero would interrupt you with gunfire. Well, there's always Han Solo in Star Wars, but anyway. I love these cutscenes so much. So we really have no idea what happened to Pierre, but we'll find out in the next level. What's more pressing is the enemy ahead of us. Now, I have a strong sense of déjà vu, because not only have we fought Larson in the previous level, but we have also fought him in Peru and Egypt in Tomb Raider 1. And this time, we get to deplete his health bar and defeat him but not kill him. So I'm not counting him as a kill. Okay, I'm gonna show you a really cool way of dispatching him very quickly. Remember, when you're using laser sight with the revolver, there is no limitation to the rate of fire. The only limitation is how fast you can press the action key. I need to test if this is also the case in the PS1 version, but in the PC version it works like this, and I find it to be the best way to dispatch Larson. Plus, there's such a poetic justice about using his own weapon against him. If you notice in those cutscenes, he's using a revolver, right? So let's have a sort of a gunslinger Western-style fight, except we're totally gonna cheat via the incredible rate of fire. Mind you, headshots don't deal extra damage. And that's it. That's it for you, Larson.
Larson, behind you.
I may be a dumbass, but I ain't falling for that again.
No, really. Behind you.
Behind you! Behind you!
Absolutely immaculate voice acting on Larson's part. But remember, he is still not dead. It just, the serpents or Hydra heads decided to knock him out. We are gonna meet him in Tomb Raider 1, chronologically speaking. So, oh boy, I was dreading this moment. This is tough. We are gonna be facing 3 Hydra heads. Now, the reason this is tough is because of my self-imposed no pistols challenge. We have very limited ammunition. The problem is that it's not as simple as running up to those heads and shotgunning them to smithereens. Also, I do not recommend using the revolver. Since Tomb Raider 4, the revolver has been nerfed significantly. As you could see in the previous level, it took 3 shots to bring a normal dog down. If it be the proper revolver with Desert Eagle punching power, it would take just 1 shot. So it's nerfed, and this is one of the reasons why we have so much ammunition for it. And honestly, I like this change a lot, because there is gonna be Desert Eagle later on in a different chapter of the game. So it gives it a distinct feel, and it's not just a reskin of a weapon we'll have later on. Plus, it kind of makes sense, it's not a Magnum revolver. Now, back to the enemy at hand. Normally I would say prioritize wide shot ammo to get rid of it first, but you know what? No. For this, we need to use normal one, and I'm gonna explain how the boss fight works. We need to shoot each one of the 3 Hydra heads, which is why I'm considering them separate enemies, individually. Each has individual health bar. The problem is they are invincible most of the time. The only time they are vulnerable is when they're about to fire a fireball at Lara. You heard me correctly. They can set you, each one of them, on fire. And if all 3 of them decide to do it, well, dodging that is kind of difficult. May fortune favor the foolish. Equip that shotgun and make good use of the lock-on key, okay? Okay, that was a close dodge, but now the invincibility didn't work. Okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We just need to lock on... Okay, wonderful. The middle one. Oh, why doesn't it work? Okay, if it doesn't work once, don't bother shooting again. I probably should have started with that. Okay, which one of you will it be? Good. The middle one, awesome. And from this range, they cannot reach you via their melee attacks. Okay. Okay. Patience is a virtue. From here, you have the best chance of hitting them. Okay, we have 10 more shots. Now, mind you, if you do run out, you can find some ammunition scattered around this place, okay? So not all is lost. And you can always, you know, switch to weapons unless you're also challenging yourselves like I am with the no pistol. Whew. Yes! Oh my god, we did it! And that's all 3 Hydra heads down. Now remember, Larsen was knocked down back here, but there's no trace of him anymore. I take it he ran away. You will find 2 boxes of normal shotgun shells and white shots. I am so happy we managed to preserve some ammunition from this fight. Usually I ran out, but I think I learned something new during my, what was it, 5th attempt as I was practicing for this boss. Oh, and mind the large health pack here and another 2 boxes of shotgun shells. And that's that the game somehow decides if one of the Hydra heads can be damaged in advance, and the only way to find out is by shooting it and seeing that nothing happens. But once nothing happens, do not shoot it again until it fires the fireball and comes and draws fire breath again, and then check again if it's invincible or can be hurt. I don't know how better to explain it. And again, standing here, they cannot reach you via the melee attacks, and still gives you ample time to side flip and dodge those fireballs, and gives you the best chance to hit them with as many pellets from the shotgun as possible. So I hope this guide was useful. Honestly, if you run out, just side flip and fire with pistols, but no walkthrough or guide I've seen online mentions that they have even invincibility frames. Everyone just says fire at them until they are down. So I try to make this the most comprehensive guide of how to tackle this box and conserve ammunition, especially if you're challenging yourself with the no pistols thing, okay? I'm very happy we managed. Enter the Mars symbol, or insert it to the left, and on the right we'll enter the Venus symbol. So that's Mercury symbol, Mars symbol, Saturn symbol, and Venus symbol. And now, because alchemy is the equivalent of magic, the gate has disappeared, and actually just like the grill at the beginning of this Trajan Markets level, you can enter from this side, but you cannot do so from the other side once you walk in. So make sure you picked up everything. And that's it. You can no longer go back. See? It's crazy, but I love this rainbowy, glittery effect. Reminds me of the wand effects in Harry Potter Philosopher's Stone when charging our wand for casting. Okay, now make it across this gap and be very careful. Let me actually use my binocs to show you. Because these are spikes, and there is yet another spiky bit over here. Thankfully, because the Philosopher's Stone is right up ahead, illuminating everything, you can see those spikes without having to use flares or binocs. Very important thing. This will be the Dagger of Xi'an scenario all over. You step on any one of those platforms, they will collapse, and sending Lara tumbling down into the tunnel. If you're low on health, or just in general want to minimize the damage Lara can take, make sure not to jump into the middle one, but one of the side ones, because that will take you over to the slippery slopes, thus minimizing the overall fall damage, okay? Now I know you're very eager to get your hands on the Philosopher's Stone, but unfortunately we'll have to do this in the 3rd level, and if my memory serves me well, underneath it, right over there under the middle edge, there should be a 3rd secret of the next level. So let's just make a mind note of that. I think I will save as we start tumbling down. Oopsie. Oh, okay. Okay, stat screen. Okay, so, this is exciting. This was Trajan's Markets. I am very happy we beat the level. We didn't die once. We didn't use any health packs. We have traveled 6,345 meters. Now my suspicion is, actually it's not a suspicion, that's the distance we traveled up to this point in the entire game. So that's Streets of Rome as well, and the same goes for time. So I will show you the time and the distance on the side. We have also used 302 shots fired. Again, these are the statistics for the entire game up to this point, which I find incredibly annoying. I want to know the level specifics, so I'm gonna find out, I'm gonna put them on screen, don't worry. But more importantly, we have found all 3 secrets, we have broken all 6 objects, we have killed all 5 enemies. As I explained before, Larsen we not only did not kill, but I already counted him as an enemy that made an appearance in the Streets of Rome. So when I add all of it together for my final stats video, we are not gonna count Larsen twice. That's why it's 5, not 6 enemies here, and we have found all 36 objects. And important note, the Philosopher's Stone above us, I'm not counting it here because I'm gonna count it in the next Colosseum level. It's the same object, I'm only gonna count it once, and I'm gonna count it in the level where we can get our hands on it. With that in mind, let me very quickly jump into the save screen. Whoa, what's going, okay. and I will see you guys next time in the Colosseum.